Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night to you. I'm the Strawberry Nugget, and today we're going to be doing another drawing tutorial. Now, just a little disclaimer, everything I say in this video is entirely how I draw hands. Also, if you're wondering why I didn't post a video last time, just look at this new backdrop. I got a new desk, and I'm super happy with it.
Yeah, because my old desk was super tiny, I could literally be on my knees, and I was at the right level. So yeah, I'm super happy with that. I got a new desk, and it has loads of storage, and I can actually put stuff on here because my old desk was a flap-up desk. So yeah, I'm really happy with my new desk. I hope the background isn't too dark, but again, I'm really old.
If you guys are wondering what supplies I'm using for this video, I will link them down below. This is just a Seawhite sketchbook that I got from Hobbycraft. I'm really enjoying the square sketchbook. I'm just using a BIC Mechanical Pencil that's like my go-to pencil now, and the little eraser on the top for any small mistakes. So the thing is, when I practice drawing a hand and then I draw it huge on the page and you're like, oh, I'm really proud of this, but then sometimes it can be hard to apply that into a drawing. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to show you how I draw hands without a body and then how I draw them in a drawing. I hope this helped, because sometimes with hand tutorials, I think it would be a whole bunch easier to see how they would use that in a drawing, because you can look at the artist's other drawings and see, oh, that's how they used it. But if they show you like right here, I think it would just be very helpful. So what I first do when I'm drawing a hand like waving is I just draw a kind of rectangular square, and I kind of make it 3D by just adding 2 lines on the inside, as I do here. Then I draw a circle where I want the bottom of all the fingers to be. I always start with the thumb, and I just curve up, then go straight out. Then I round it off and come not straight back down like quickly, but kind of a sketchy line. What really helps me when I'm drawing my fingers, like the first kind of bit, I think of them as French fries. Now, when I first heard this, I was like, how is that supposed to help me? And I was really frustrated. But now that I have my own way of drawing hands, that actually does really help me. So it may not help you right now, but it could help in the future. So just keep that in mind. Then for the first finger, I just slowly go up. Then not just do a curve like a normal curve. I'm kind of doing it in fraction. Like I'm kind of like doing straight lines but making it into a curve. Let me zoom in so you guys can see this better. And then usually I adjust the height if I want it to be a little higher or a little lower. Then for the middle finger and the ring finger, I actually kind of join them together. So what I do is I go up for the middle finger, because it's the highest finger, and then I kind of curve down like this to where the ring finger would be, and then I just put a line straight through the middle. And then sometimes if I want to, I kind of refine them into more finger-like shapes. But generally I draw the middle finger and the ring finger really close together, like joined. And then I just draw the pinky, which sometimes I struggle with because at first I usually draw them way too thick. But then I can refine it down. And that is how I draw a waving hand. If I want to go into real detail, I'll draw like a skin wrinkle here, maybe a few palm lines, but I usually don't go into that sort of stuff. Some people really struggle with drawing peace signs. And let me just say, I honestly had no idea how these people drew all these complicated like hand poses and stuff. And I know it's kind of cliche, and I know if you're learning to draw, you probably heard this a million times, but honestly, it's true. Practice makes something. I'm not gonna say perfect, because you might be disappointed with yourself, like most people are, including me. But then once you see yourself improve, you feel proud because you've gotten better and you can see that. Again, we're gonna start off with the square rectangle base. And when you're practicing hands, I really encourage you, don't try to draw a bunch of different poses on just one hand. Try just drawing 2 poses on both the hands, practice them over and over so you can get better at those. And then when you are better at those, you can move on to 2 different poses. And then gradually you will learn how to draw hands quite well because you haven't just been drawing a bunch of different poses on one hand. So one hand looks amazing, and then the other hand that you haven't really been practicing just looks a bit meh. So for this one, but we are going to start with the circles again. And you may be wondering, if you draw the middle finger and the ring finger together, how are you going to do it here? Because the ring finger goes down and the middle finger goes up with the index finger. Well, this is one of those cases where I don't join the middle finger and the ring finger, but I join the pinky and the ring finger. I'll show you what I mean. But I generally start with the index finger. And keep in mind when you're drawing that they do not just go straight up. Even though I just said picture them like French fries, they don't go straight up. Like I literally have leaning index fingers. So every person's hand is unique, same as a palm and so on. But generally fingers don't go straight up, they kind of lean a bit. Then I draw the middle finger, which is the tallest finger. So I try to make it not too big, but it is taller, so keep that in mind. And don't worry, if you're drawing a hand and you want it to look perfect, and then you draw it and then you think it looks horrible because it's not what you wanted to draw, don't worry, because even though that may happen, you are still doing the best you can, and the best you can will get better and better and better over time. So sometimes for these ones I draw circles where the bend of the finger is, just to help get that in proportion. So this is kind of how I draw them at first. I just do a very abstract, like irregular shape, and then I take the middle of those circles and I just divide them, and it actually kind of looks like 2 fingers. So sometimes I draw the cube-ish shape too big, and then the thumb placement kind of gets off because I've drawn it wrong. But don't worry if that happens. Just try to learn from your mistakes. Don't hate yourself because of your mistakes. It's just natural that you make mistakes. Just instead of taking out all of your anger that you're not perfect on yourself, try to take it out by being confident that next time you're gonna do it better. So now this is probably the most difficult part for me. What I've done here is I've just curved up, then kind of a straight line, and then I've made this sort of arch shape, and I've drawn this line overlapping with that line because your skin, it wrinkles, it overlaps. So the more overlapping it is, the more kind of realistic it looks. This doesn't mean you should overlap every single line because then you just lose your drawing. But keep in mind that your skin does fold.
When you do poses like this.
Now fingernails are a thing I don't really draw. I have a lot of difficulty with them, but if you've got a good finger shape, then really, if you're drawing a person with really long nails, then you want to draw the beginning of their nail and then kind of extend that. But if you're drawing a person with like kind of average nails that don't really extend, then you can just kind of put a circle at the end. It's not actually how fingernails look, but in illustration, it's enough to capture that S of a fingernail. Now, generally, I don't really draw fingernails because I just don't think they work well with my art style. But if you want to, hey, go ahead. Now, my peace sign isn't the best here, but I'm trying not to stress about it because the main thing when you're learning to draw art is not to be hard on yourself. If you're hard on yourself, you'll think, oh, I'm never gonna get better. I'm horrible at art. I should just give up right here, right now. If you keep thinking like that, you're never gonna want to improve because you think, oh, even if I do practice and practice and practice, I'm gonna be horrible. Just don't say that to yourself. Have confidence. Every single artist that you may look up to has got there because of years and years of practice. And maybe if you keep trying, you'll get there too. I'm just saying there's no shortcut to becoming a good artist. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I would incorporate these hands into a drawing. On this one, I'm going to draw the piece, and on this one, I'm going to draw the waving hand. Now, I know that I haven't shown you how to draw one of the most difficult hands, which is the resting hand, which is because I'm kind of figuring out that myself right now. So, maybe in the future, I will get a tutorial up about that because, as always in life, we keep on learning. One is going to be a left hand and this one is going to be a right one, but don't worry, it's not that different, even though I was just saying you should practice on different hands. You should, it really helps. But I'm just gonna show you how I would incorporate both of these hands into a drawing. Well, as you can see, when I incorporate my hands into a drawing, they're much less detailed than my bigger scaled hands up here. And that is something that I want you to take notice of, because you may be proud of a really good hand that you did on a larger scale, and then you pop it into a drawing and you're not as proud of it. But that is completely normal because you honestly just need practice. Don't just practice doing hands on a larger scale. Practice in your everyday drawings. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I sure enjoyed making it. I will see all your strawberries and nuggets next week. But till then, keep sketching. I hope the backdrop of my new desk isn't too dark for you guys.